My name is John Walton. I'm the Vice President and General Manager of Aston Martin North America.
You said before that you were in the Le Mans series here, the Sebring Le Mans. You'll be using a biofuel in the Aston Martin.
We have. We've got a car that's actually being run by a gentleman called Lord Drayson. He actually is a true lord from the UK. The car's actually going to be, they've been testing this week. Obviously we've been down here, but everything I'm hearing about it is going well. And we're looking forward to be able to take some of our customers to the races this year and learn more about the development of the car.
That's interesting. I thought Aston Martin would have gone more with diesel, not with ethanol.
I think as part of our development in the future, what you will see is us look at a lot of alternatives. With the new investment company, it gives us that opportunity to explore alternative fuels. We haven't any immediate plans on diesel, but then again, we're not ruling anything out. For now, we're very confident and comfortable of where we are, but inevitably, there are social pressures that mean that every manufacturer should be acting responsibly in looking at how we can produce greener cars, and certainly Aston Martin will be doing that.
You're in the niche car. You're in with the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Maseratis, the cars that are not, there are not a lot of them made. In fact, how many DBSs will you sell for 2008?
The plan this year was originally to do around about 500 cars, but the demand has been such that we're actually going to push that to around about 750 plus or minus. Each year what we'd like to achieve is probably around about 1,000 units, and that's obviously a global target. So in the United States we'd probably see around about 250 cars per year coming over here.
So that speaks volumes about what I'm saying, because these types of cars, they're not driven as mainly as commuter cars. They're driven about half of what any other car is driven, yet you're put in the same category as every other manufacturer, having to meet 35 miles per gallon CAFE standards. Are you guys discussing this with the government?
Yes, collectively, I think every one of the what's called the smaller manufacturers, the small volume manufacturers, are paying a great deal of attention to this. I honestly think that there has to be some common sense applied about regulation, because frankly, we're not going to hit 35 miles to the gallon with the kind of dynamic sports cars that we produce today. It'll change the brand forever. And I think that there is always going to be a place for people who want high-performance sports cars. What I do expect, and we're hopeful, is that what eventually will happen is that legislation may well cap how many cars could ever be brought in, perhaps by an individual manufacturer. And I think we'd all understand that.
And make more money, actually.
Possibly, that's a good thing. But as I said earlier on, we're going to continue to develop opportunities on cleaner fuel, more efficient fuel, opportunities for the future. Already there's development on electric opportunities that are put into cars that have a dual function of both electric and petrol. And certainly with a company like Aston Martin, we want to be at the forefront of any technological developments that we could offer our customers. And I'm going to say it again, now we're part of this shareholder group, the new consortium will allow us that kind of investment to explore all of these opportunities.
People don't realize is the recyclability of your cars and how many cars are still on the road.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The statistic is actually 90% of the car that we build today at its end of life is recycled. And I think people sometimes forget that Aston Martin was actually founded in 1914, and since then we've built just under 40,000 cars in that period. 85% of everything that we've ever built is still on the road today, and we know just about every single one of those cars and where they've been and who they're with now. We have records that go back into the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, 50s, 40s, and we still have a parts department that's actually dedicated to the heritage of the company.
and I think it embraces that whole car for life philosophy that was spoken about many years ago with David Brown.
So you basically will do everything you can do, but you'd really like the government to look to see what they can do for you as well.
I think there's got to be a balance in it. I think that there's a lot of vehicles that are on the road today that will become socially unacceptable in that the kind of miles to the gallon or gallons to the mile that some of them do just won't be accepted in the future, and I can understand that. But I do think that there has to be an approach that allows people to produce Aston Martins or Ferraris or Lamborghinis that people can still have as choice, and that's where the balance has got to come in.
John, thank you very much.
You're welcome.